The moment you doubt whether you can fly, you cease forever to be able to do it. What I love about this quote from J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan is that it articulates such a simple truth, that we need to have belief in ourselves and our ability to fly, whatever that flying looks like for you. It's about finding our wings, finding our voice, and finding that place in the world that is uniquely ours to inhabit. It's about trusting that we are on the right path, that we are exactly where we need to be, even if the road ahead looks unfamiliar, doesn't seem to lead where we think it should, or seems impossible to navigate. Hello, and welcome to the Short and Sassy podcast with Simone de Haas, and today's episode, Finding True North. I was fortunate to see the musical Finding Neverland on Broadway a few years ago. It was a musical adaptation of the period in the life of author J.M. Barrie and the relationships and events that served as the basis for the author's most iconic work, Peter Pan. Given the extraordinary events that are shaping a new narrative for the world, I'm finding that the memories of these inspiring theatrical experiences is very poignant for me right now, given that the road forward for live performances, particularly the Broadway musicals that I love so much, is so very uncertain. If I close my eyes, I can still see the theatre where I saw Finding Neverland, the sense of expectation and excitement, the buzz of the Broadway crowd. The performers I saw were superb. Matthew Morrison and Anthony Warlow in the leading roles of J.M. Barrie and Charles Frohman, Captain Hook, both incredibly gifted and giving artists. And the story is such a powerful one that resonated so strongly for me. In the words of J.M. Barrie, we can navigate the stars to bring us back home. Finding Neverland is a story of hope, of following your dreams, of finding true north, following the bright star, your heart's compass, to where you truly belong. It is a story of coming home to your authentic self and your purpose. There is also, of course, the shadow side of the Peter Pan story, the boy who never grew up. He is the embodiment of the desire to never grow old and take on adult responsibilities. He transcends the inevitability of time by living in a dream world in which he is the leader of his own kingdom. And wouldn't we all just love to be able to do that? To transcend the inevitable, to have things go back to the way they were before. To be able to move beyond what we feel is ordained or certain, and just be free. And yet, what if we could? What if we could harness that sense of freedom, of joy, of possibility? Just as the compass points towards a magnetic field, your true north pulls you towards your soul purpose. Your truth is derived from your lived experience, and only you can determine what that truth is. You can find true north simply by being yourself and developing the gifts already inside you. For instance, can you recall a time when you felt intensely alive? A moment when you could say with confidence, "This is the real me." That is when you are in sync with your true north. True north helps you to stay connected to your essential truth. It's derived from a combination of your most deeply held beliefs and your values, as well as your lived experiences. It's your internal compass, unique to you, representing who you are at your deepest level. In this human experience, finding that truest expression of ourselves, our brightest light, is something to aspire to live in the fullest expression of what it means to be human, to be fully and joyfully ourselves with compassion, empathy and heart. Finding our true north our soul's purpose, awakening to the brilliance of our light, and how we navigate our way in the complexity of choices we have, is an ongoing quest for transformation. I remember vividly the awakening of my own soul purpose. I was 20. My mother and I went to the US to visit my brother and his wife, who were stationed in New Jersey. As a treat, my brother organized for us to go to New York and had bought us all tickets to see the Broadway hit, A Chorus Line. I was so excited to be seeing this show. I discovered musical theatre in high school, and prior to that I had no idea such a genre existed. The minute I graduated, I started taking private singing lessons, dance lessons, and found a local community theatre where I could learn the ropes. So the opportunity to see such an awe-inspiring production, such as The Chorus Line, was a dream come true. I laughed, I cried, and yes, cried some more. I was awestruck by the sheer energy and the vocal and physical dexterity and the gifted storytelling on that stage. And when it was over, all too soon, and I was standing in the chilly New York air, I couldn't quite find my feet. I didn't feel real. It was as if some part of me, a little piece of my soul, had been captured by those beautifully haunting and transformational stories on that stage. I had glimpsed something that would give my life passion, purpose, and meaning. And as I floated out of that theatre, because that's what it felt like to me, my feet literally didn't touch the ground, I remember saying to myself, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And at the time, I didn't know how it would all unfold. And now, 40 years on, I remember that moment so clearly. It has been an anchoring point in my life. It has given it shape and focus. It has been the star that has helped me navigate my life. It has given me the wings to fly. What is that one thing in your life that will not let you go, that shines so brightly that you cannot ignore it, that calls to you to show up, to step up, to light up, like the brightest shining star? How are you steering your life to finding your true north? You've been listening to the Short and Sassy podcast with Simone de Haas. If you've enjoyed this episode, I'd love you to subscribe. You can find me on Apple iTunes, Spotify, and also at www.simonedehas.com/podcast. Thank you so much for listening.